The year 2000 saw the inception of remedial classes for the deprived children with the employment of a special educator and 14 teachers armed with remedial training. 75 students with learning disabilities were tested, identified, and given meticulous attention. 5 additional classrooms furnished and equipped for this purpose, with concessions in exams for dyslexic students in higher classes. A new computer laboratory was inaugurated in August 2000 in the Department of Information Technology, making it possible to have a computer for each student learning. The library was shifted to the ground floor and equipped with modern gadgets like TV, computers, video, and a music system. On 27 February 2000, Don Bosco Matunga felicitated and welcomed Reverend Father Juan Vecchi, the Rector Major of the Don Bosco Society. On this occasion, the school gave an enthralling performance of the musical The Witness. Father Juan Vecchi, Don Bosco's 8th successor, visited India to attend the South Asian Salesian Provincial Conference from February 29th to March 4 in Mumbai. Attending the conference were 75 Salesian heads from India, Myanmar, and Sri Lanka. We take you through the other significant developments on the campus in the millennium year. We conclude this episode with some memories of the place by Father Joachim D'Souza, ex-regional councillor of Australasia from 1996 to 2008. Father Joachim D'Souza alumnus of this school, joined Don Bosco in Standard 4 in 1954. He went on to become a Salesian priest and held important responsibilities in the Salesian congregation. In 1988, Father Joachim was appointed the Vice Provincial of the Mumbai province, and in 1994, he took over as a provincial.
Good morning to all. I'm Father Joachim D'Souza, Salesian priest of the province of Mumbai, and I'm pleased to give my recording of the experience that I had in Don Bosco School on this 80th anniversary since its foundation. I was a young boy when I entered this school, about the age of 9. In the 4th standard, I had come from another school where I had been studying earlier. I joined the school in 1954, but I didn't complete my schooling here as I went to another school in Tirupattur, a Salesian school where I was an aspirant to become a Salesian priest. So I was here from 1954 to 1958 when I joined the other school. And in these 4 years, I have very pleasant, happy and memorable experiences of my stay in this school. I remember the first time when my father brought me to Don Bosco campus. It was about 4:30 in the evening, and the boarders, there was a big number of boarders, about 200 and more I think, and they were all out in the field. That time there was no turf and there were no fences, etc. The whole field was crowded with the boys, and they were playing their league matches in colors. For me, it was a startling experience. I said, I must come to this school. I must be part of the school, because all the boys were out there playing football, and together with them were the brothers. There were a big number of them, as well as fathers, and they were all in their cassocks, so you could notice them. And they were playing with the boys, some of them were refereeing, some of them were cheering around. And that is how in 1954 when I joined, it was the first impression that left me with a very vivid memory. I remember some of the fathers who were here at that time. Father Maschio, of course, was already no longer the rector or the principal, but he was working in what is now the higher secondary school or CBSE school. And he was on the top floor working with his boys in doing the administration and propaganda. But there were other fathers who were very much involved with the boys. Father Casarotti Mauro was the rector. I used to see him playing football with the bigger boys. Then there was Father Bianchi, Eliseus Bianchi, an Italian missionary who was refereeing the boys, bandmaster, and that was another thrill that I experienced here, to see the boys, young boys, small boys, playing musical instruments, some instruments bigger and heavier than them. Then I saw Father Bianchi also teaching, and he was teaching Hindi. Imagine a missionary from Italy teaching 7th standard Hindi. He was my teacher in the 7th standard. Then there was Father Sean McFerrin, an Irish missionary priest. He was in charge of the Scouts, and he gave a great fillip to the movement of the Scouts. And I used to watch the Scouts. I was too young to join, but I was happy to see them. There was a hockey coach, Father Eleutherius Fernandez, elderly but still coaching the boys to how to play hockey. There was Father Restelli, Carlo Restelli, and he was in charge of the day scholars. I was the day scholar as a small boy. And so I got very close to him, and he used to take us for camps, for meetings, for this and that, and arrange games with us. So it was a thrill to be part of it all. Another very memorable experience of mine was that in those years they were building the church, which is the present shrine of Our Lady Help of Christians. I remember the inauguration day when so many bishops and the cardinal came for the inauguration. It was the Marian year. And after that, the work began. There were truckloads of big stones that were brought to this place, and they were scattered all over the place. And I saw an army of workers were doing chipping at the stone, and you could watch them daily working at that quarrying of chipping the stone, carving the stones, which are now part of the church. I was there on the top of the church together with the other fathers as they put up that big statue of Our Lady Help of Christians, that bronze statue. It's a very heavy statue and was a very delicate and risky enterprise to put that statue up with the pulleys and every other means that they had at that time. We were at the right on the top of the terrace, where now there is the two small cupolas, and from there we were watching and praying the rosary, hoping that nothing will happen that will just break the statue or cause an accident. Finally, when the statue came and was fixed on the top, we all sang the Hail Holy Queen, the Salve Regina, with exultant joy. Well, these are the happy memories that I have of this place, and what I was mostly impressed with was the presence of the fathers and the brothers and the teachers in our life. They shared our life in everything. They made us feel so much as part of a big family. And that is how I myself, as a young boy in the 7th standard, was approached by one of them. Would you like to do for us, for young boys, what we are doing for you? And I said I would think about it. And that is where, at that point, I decided to join the Salesian life. And I must say that though 60 years have passed and more since that time, I'm a very happy Salesian and very happy to have been part of the school from where I got my Salesian priestly vocation. Thank you for listening. I'm happy to have shared this with you. May it be helpful for you.